Welcome to Beauty and the Gi, the podcast about Jiu Jitsu and so much more. I'm Jen Eads, a blue belt full of curiosity and questions about Jiu Jitsu and so much more.
I think she drug that out so I could take a sip of coffee.
I'm here for you. That's why I'm a co-host.
I'm AJ Klingerman, a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, obsessed with Jiu Jitsu.
What is on your mind today, Coach?
Well, I did Pans, so I figured we could talk about that a little bit.
Yeah.
I want to talk about celebrating wins, even if that's not getting your hand raised.
Okay.
So I'm just going to start there.
That might be good for me.
Yes, I think it's good for everyone. I think in general, too often we do whatever the thing is we want to do, and we hit that goal, and then we're just like, okay, what's next? Instead of ever celebrating the goal that we hit.
Okay. Share your thoughts with us.
All right, let's talk about Pans first. It happened. Okay. I did it.
You did?
I did it. I had the one fight with a girl named Ginger. I fought Ginger twice before, so this was our third time meeting. But I did not win. But I did improve.
Good.
Yes, I improved a lot. The first time we fought, I think I was a blue belt, and I tapped from the shoulder pressure on my chin from side control. It was awful. The second time we fought was my first black belt match, and I went into it like a little bit of a busted rib, and she got knee on belly, and I was like, oh, I cannot move her. She's not moving on. And it was a 3-man bracket, so I knew I had to fight again, and I was just like, okay, I'm tapping here. Literally probably the only 2 matches that I've been broken in, that it was literally not a submission necessarily, but just I can't.
Yeah.
So this time I did stay on my feet with her longer, which I was proud of. She is very strong, and moving her is like trying to move a refrigerator that's really, wedged in between the wall. You just can't get it out of there.
God, I want to be that refrigerator.
I know. It's the dream. Really? Every time I tried to turn her, it was just like, Eventually, she got me down. She tripped me, I think. I got to close guard and then, open up and play jiu-jitsu, right? I don't want to live in closed guard. I know that, here's the thing. That could be the game. I could stay in closed guard, but she was up too.
Yeah,
so there's no real reason for me to just try to stay there.
Yeah.
So I opened up. She passed my guard. And then I did turtle. So that was good. She did not get knee on belly. She did not get side control. And I'm not saying she couldn't. I'm just saying I got to my turtle first.
Yeah.
So I was,
you were motivated.
Exactly.
Weren't you?
I was very motivated. Just anything but knee on belly. So I got up to turtle, fought off some stuff. She ended up clock choking me. Yeah, it was a good match, it was...
Yeah.
Felt good to actually get submitted. I mean, not that I didn't tap before. I did tap. But, at least I fought hard. I genuinely think I had a touch of whiplash after the match, though.
Well, if you're getting moved around, and those clock chokes can just be brutal.
They can.
I mean, I love not to be on the receiving end of a clock choke,
right.
But I do love a clock choke.
Yeah, same. I love all chokes. That's
right.
That's the reality. But
Same.
Not all, I guess, but most. I like choking over arm bars personally.
Ooh, yeah. I was very excited that we did so many chokes yesterday in class. It was one of my favorites.
Yes. Yeah, we did a lot of rude chokes yesterday.
Oh, they were some of the worst. Truly.
That's something I'd love to hear from our audience. What do you prefer? Do you prefer chokes, arm attacks, or leg attacks? I think we can break that up into 3 sections.
I think I can probably make that a poll in Spotify.
Excellent.
So for this episode, look for the poll question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be so interested to hear that. It's fun because I prefer chokes, and my wife, who's my main training partner, prefers arm attacks. So it's just kind of a fun difference in how even though we came up together quite a bit, you know, we have such different games.
Yeah. I think part of mine is I hate to have my arms attacked. And so I do that less. Occasionally I'll sneak an arm bar in. But I feel like most of the people that I roll with are like, she's just playing.
Yeah,
she's just threatening. She's not really going to do it.
I think that like I recognize an arm can break and a choke at worst you're probably, you go unconscious.
Yeah.
So for the most part, I think I just kind of came up feeling safer doing that.
I think so too, for sure.
But like talking about you like joking around with it, one time Brisser had me in a choke and she had my back and I was like, she's gonna transition. Like she's not a choker. She doesn't really do chokes that much. She's gonna transition to an armbar. This is a few years back. And I was like, she's gonna be so mad if I pass out. And that's the last thing I remember. Because I did pass out. And then when I woke up like laughing and crying because I remembered that was the last thing I said. Yeah. Sorry, Risser.
Oh, that's such a good story.
We have it on video too because we were recording our rounds.
Oh, even better.
I know.
So did you celebrate at Pans then?
Yeah. So I did register for the Open at first and then did not feel great afterwards. So I was like, I've been having some issues with an autoimmune disorder. So I was like, you know what? Let's not push this. So I pulled out of the Open. Plus Risser was going at the same time. Oh. And I was like, I don't feel well enough to try and go do this. And I want to be here to coach Risser.
Yeah.
So, but I was still very happy to get up on that podium. It was just the two of us and I was in second. People all the time call that like a consolation prize or like, you got a medal for showing up. I don't think of it that way. Like, yes, I am in second place only because there's only a first, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. But I still worked my butt off for it, right?
Yeah.
Like
there was a lot that went into even getting there.
Exactly. Yeah. And, I fought hard in the match and those are still wins.
Right.
And that still deserves to be celebrated. Like I can be proud of myself for staying on my feet longer than before, for getting to turtle. Like there are parts in there which were more on the defense, but I can still be proud of that, right?
Oh, yeah.
I can be proud of, I did not get nervous at all for Pans until we were getting ready to walk out the door of the Airbnb.
Really?
Yeah. I was not nervous until it was like, oh, it's time.
Yeah.
But even that, like I never got too nervous. I wasn't even listening to music when I was standing table side, which usually
Really?
I am. I gave my phone to Risser before I walked out. I'm still proud of those things.
Yeah.
And black belt is deep waters. Like
Yeah, it
that's
is.
just it, like it's always going to be. And unless I get out of this weight bracket, I'm always going to fight Ginger.
Yeah.
Like we're the same age. It's just going to keep happening.
Right.
I don't know that I have anything for her, but that doesn't mean I won't try.
Yeah.
So afterwards, after like Risser competed as well, so we had some celebrating to do for the two of us. So we went to a crab broil because that's one of our favorite.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Yes. And I was literally like, honestly, we'll probably do this like 3 times while we're in Florida because we do that. That's what we want to eat. So we went out with our friends afterwards and celebrated.
You're so good. You're so good at finding the wins to celebrate. I struggle. I think I'm more like Ricky Bobby's dad. If you ain't first, you're last. If you're not first, you're last. And I cannot believe you have not seen Talladega Nights. What have you been doing with your life?
Let's be honest. Like there's a running joke in the gym where it's like, hey, G, have you seen? Never mind. It's like, you haven't. You haven't seen it. Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
It's just who I am. I have seen every rom-com on Netflix and every Hallmark Christmas movie, but
I mean, there are
actual
rom-com
movie?
aspects to Talladega Nights. There's romance.
Okay.
There's so much romance.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Titanic, basically. So
I
much
have seen
romance.
Titanic. I saw that in the theaters because that's how old I am. Thank you. It's so funny, the people that will do the like paint me like your friend or like one of your French girls or draw me like one of your French girls. And I'll be like, do you know what that's from? And they're like, no. Like, it's just a saying.
No. We watched it the other night.
Did you really?
Oh, every time it's on.
That's so funny.
I can't not watch it. Much like Talladega Nights.
Yes.
Every time it's on.
I was watching Celebrity Jeopardy last night, and one of the questions was the most requested Mythbuster it was like the final Jeopardy question over a 8.5 foot piece of wood. And I was like, I don't know what they're talking about. It was would Jack and Rose survive together?
Yeah.
The answer was probably, but not guaranteed. So
I still can't believe she let him go.
same. Monster. Same. I would have taken my chances.
Yeah. Like, come on, Jack.
Yeah.
Hop up here.
Yeah.
You spry young man.
Exactly. Everyone is like, what are you You guys are off the rails this morning.
We kind of are.
We need more caffeine or less. I'm not sure yet. Let's talk about celebrating other wins.
Okay.
Maybe the win is you didn't feel like coming to class, but you came. Mm-hmm. And then you usually have a good time. Because like so often I'm like, man, I didn't feel like training today, but then I trained and I'm like, oh, I feel so much better.
Yes.
How can you celebrate like that little kind of win?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I went.
Like I did it. I mean, honestly, like this may be silly, but maybe it's posting about it. You know, like posting it on Facebook or posting it on Instagram, because I like Facebook for this. I am older. I'm sorry. But I like it because
You're so old today.
I'm so old today, guys. My age is really catching up with me. But I like it because there's the memories, right? So you could see it in your memories of being like, you know, but also because it'll inspire other people. You could post like, you know what? I really didn't feel like going in today. I went in and I had a great time and I got in a great workout and I'm so glad I did it. And I'm proud of myself for pushing through. And then other people will be like, you know what? Maybe next time I don't really feel like going in. I will.
Yeah.
So inspire the world.
My reward might be coffee.
Oh, I
after
love
one
that.
of those days.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or, you know, like even before you come in, you know, you're like, I don't really feel like training, but to reward myself for going in on the way in, I'm going to grab a coffee.
Sometimes we just have to set our little rewards ahead as motivation.
Yeah. I think that's important.
I think so too.
And okay, so a moment of probably don't celebrate. And
Okay.
that's when you hit a move on a friend in class. Now,
Oh, yeah.
you know, like there are different moments, there are different relationships, you know, like one of our ladies, Abby, hit Ian with something one day and was like, yes, you know, like Ian is fantastic. And, you know, like it was just that moment. And Ian's demeanor is like, that's fine. Like he loves it. He loves to pick on her. So, you know, stuff like that. Sometimes if your gym is cool with that, that's fine. But don't make it to where the other person feels bad about themselves for it.
Yeah.
And don't talk about it afterwards. I've seen people like, I passed so-and-so's guard. I'm like, no, you didn't really. Like, I mean, maybe you did. But like, oftentimes they're working on something. You don't know what they're doing. You know, like, don't brag about it. So celebrate that, like, nice, I actually did the thing. For me, sometimes, I mean, obviously people pass my guard. But like sometimes when I'm working with somebody, I'm like, if you do it right, I'm going to let you do it.
Yeah.
Right? Like if you're doing the technique right, I'm going to let you go.
Yeah.
So sometimes that's what's happening. You don't want to go afterwards and be like, I did this to coach, or, you know, that's not the kind of celebrating you want to do.
Wait, you mean I didn't really do it?
I mean, sometimes, absolutely. I'm
kidding. I'm like, never have I ever.
Yeah, you're like, yes. I mean, you know what I mean? Like it may be that I'm working on something different. It may be that I'm just not on that day. Like most of the time I'm not rolling even 80%, you know, like, so. Yeah.
Usually you're just singing to me.
Our friend Elizabeth came and trained last night and I rolled with her and I was talking to people, right? Max showed up late. So I was like, hey, Max, how's it going? And then I was like, she comes from a little more strict gym. And so I was like, I'm sorry, does it bother you that I'm talking? And she was like, no. So then I started singing. And I'm testing out the party playlist for camp, right? So I put a bunch of songs in and now we're listening so that if it's inappropriate, I can be like, whoa, I didn't think about the words of that song before I added it. So we've been playing it in the gym to test that out. And the cha-cha slide came on because it's the dance party's music. And so I'm gripped, like we'd gotten back up on our feet and I'm grip fighting and reverse. And I spun around real fast and grip on her. And Nurse was like, are you bullying her? So not only like you're getting singing, she was getting talking, singing, and full on dancing.
Oh my gosh. I mean, that is, it just, all that was missing was dinner from that show.
Right.
Really.
Exactly. So yeah, we had fun.
Which is why we have upcoming Role Model Week.
Yes.
If you've ever wanted to come train with us, I think that's the week.
That's the week. So Role Model Week is April 21st through the 24th. We have several people coming in to teach classes. I'm sure I'll teach something because some people are coming to learn from me. But I just thought, everybody's always like, I should just come spend the week with you and train.
Yeah.
And so I was like, let's all do it at once, let's make it a little reunion. So we have several black belts coming in to teach classes. I'm just stoked about it. It's going to be so fun.
I'm excited to see all my camp friends.
Yeah.
So camp friends, make sure you come to 9 a.m. class.
Yes.
I don't care what you do at night. Just come to 9 a.m.
Those might be the ones that I'm still teaching. So there's a couple black belts that are like staying the whole week and they might teach a morning class. But most of the black belts are coming in for like some evening classes.
Wah,
so,
wah.
Sorry, you still get me.
Maybe I'll come to an evening class. Ooh. It's hard to get me out of the house that late in the day.
I know. I'm going to have to like ask Beth to push you out the door.
She just might.
She might. Next time you're like, hey, Beth, what are you doing? She's going to be like, go to Jiu Jitsu.
Put down your damn camera and go to class. Well, since you were just at a Federation tournament and we have added a segment on Federation rules, what's the rule for this episode?
I think just weight. So like how much you weigh, right? I, for the most part, do not recommend cutting for a Federation tournament. If it's just a few pounds, a couple pounds, and like you've done a cut before and you can get into it, that's fine. But register for the class that you should be in, because if you weigh in on the regular scale at 0.1 over, you're disqualified.
That would break my heart.
Ooh, it's so hard. And I've seen it happen before. Somebody will be over. There's a test scale first, so you can always test your weight. If you can, talk to somebody who's already gone through that you can be like, what's the difference? Is there a difference between the test scale and the official scale? So sometimes people are able to tell you that. But I've had somebody that's like, I'm over, I don't know what to do. And her boyfriend was like, go throw up, like go try to throw up. And I was like, oh, that sounds terrible. Like, could you take your underwear off?
Yeah.
Which, by the way, is illegal, right? So I don't know if we've discussed that. You get two rules in one here. You cannot compete without your underwear on. But if she would have gotten...
that just feels like common sense.
It does. But if she would have gotten disqualified for being overweight, roll the dice. I don't know.
Right.
And so she did. She took her underwear off and made weight.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Not a girl from our team, just a girl I was helping out in the bullpen. So she was panicking because she was over. So
I would be too.
Yeah.
I mean, you work that hard.
Yes.
You get there.
Yep. Also, this isn't like a rule necessarily. We've talked about uniforms before, but at Pans, they made so many people change their gis because they weren't appropriate with the little tester thing.
Yeah.
And mostly tiny women.
Really?
Because they have to stick that stupid thing up their sleeve.
I'm glad you said sleeve.
Yes, up their sleeve. If you're watching on video, I'm demonstrating my arm. But like for tiny girls, their arms are smaller than that thing,
Yeah.
And so they kept making girls change over and over.
What was wrong when they would stick that up there?
You have to be able to stick it all the way in, like up to the bicep. There has to be enough room inside your gi for that thing to go through.
Uh-huh.
And it just doesn't make sense to me that there's not a curve in any way there. Because there is enough material to get a hold of because they still have tiny arms, but you could they couldn't get the thing up there, or the pants would be a little too tight. I've never seen them measure my shins like that before to make sure there was enough slack in my.
Really?
Yeah. But it was crazy. They were turning away so many people.
Oh, I would be so sad.
Yeah. That's why you always bring 2 gis.
Yeah.
That was a recap on a rule and the weight rule.
Yeah. And as always, go actually read the rules or visit the YouTube channel and watch the videos and know the rules.
Yeah. Most tournaments are designed after the Federation anyway, so knowing those rules can be really helpful.
Yeah. Okay, so if somebody say they can't make it to Role Model Week, but they still want to go to camp, is that still an option?
Yes, it is still an option. So women only. Talking to you now. I know we have some guys that listen to us, but
because I don't think we mentioned that Role Model Week is co-ed because it's just regular classes.
Yes, yeah. Role Model Week is co-ed. We have even men black belts coming in to teach. So yeah, the co-ed for that. But our women's only camp is women and femme presenting non-binary. We are over 50% capacity.
Yay.
And usually this April area is when we're selling the most because everybody's getting their tax returns.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a, great way to spend it. If you were trying to figure out, got some money burning a hole in your pocket, come to Role Model Camp. So I know it'll keep going really fast at this point. So if you want to, you can actually just pay $200 down. You can do a deposit right now if you want. And then $150 will be due by, I think it's June 1st. So come to camp. It's an amazing experience. I can pretty much guarantee you it'll be one of your favorite weekends of the year.
It's always one of mine.
Yeah, mine too. I've been getting so excited about it that I'm literally waking up in the middle of the night oh, we should do this. I got to order this. We're in the home stretch now, so it gets very exciting.
Cool. All right, friends. Thanks for tuning in. And we'll see you on the mat. Beauty and the Gi is a production of the Brassy Broadcasting Company.
And brought to you by Role Model Grappling.
Yay.
Yay.